Hello friends, welcome to Code Basics coding tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to see what is Git. When you ask this question to anyone, the usual answer you get is Git is a version control system. But hey, what is version control system? Let's look at the problems that we encounter when you don't use version control system. So let's say you have a computer and you are writing code on that computer. So the code files are saved locally on that computer's hard disk. But what if your hard disk crashes or your computer has some kind of problem? In that case, whatever code you have written is lost. Second problem is if multiple people want to contribute to that code, then they cannot do it if it is on one computer. Even if it is, let's say these two people have their own computers, and if they want to work on the same code, how do they do that? They have to transfer files using a pen drive from one computer to another, and they have to do code merge manually, which is quite cumbersome. Third problem you have is there is no tracking of versions. So let's say you have your code, it is working fine, and you are making one more enhancements or you are fixing some bugs. So you made some changes and let's say it doesn't look good. So you want to go to previous good version of your code, but there is no way if you have your code on your computer because the simple file system doesn't give you a version tracking. So you have all these different issues. Especially when you're working on a bigger code base or a sample project, you will encounter these issues again and again. Version control system solves all these problems. Let's look at all these problems one by one and see how VCS or version control system solves these issues. So our first problem was hard disk failure. In version control system, the code is saved on cloud. Cloud is basically some remote machine which is much more stable than your local computer. And it is guaranteed that you will never lose your code from cloud. So you store your code on the cloud and then you sync the files to your local computer. That way, if you have hardware problem or some computer breakdown, you can always get your code back from the cloud. So problem number one fixed. Problem number two, multiple people contributing to the same code base. Again, you have your golden copy of your code on the cloud so that these two people can work on their individual computers, and then whenever they are ready to push their changes, they will push it to a cloud. Now let's say if they are working on a same function, let's say here there is a function, Python function def sum, and if they both are making changes to the same function, then there are merge tools available which can help you resolve the conflict. So merging is pretty easy. These two people can work on their own without worrying about anything. So it's very beautiful how VCS solves these issues of collaboration. Problem number three was version tracking. In version control system, you have all of your changes tracked down through different versions of the same file. So let's say you have this file called foo.py which has a function called sum, and let's say right now the function looks like this. It just returns a plus b. But if you make some changes later on and if you save it, it will be saved as version number 2, version number 3, and so on. So at any given point of time, you feel like I want to go back to the previous old version which was working okay. You can do it very easily. Now there are different version control systems available in the market. For example, Git, Mercurial, Subversion, etc. But Git is by far the best version control system. I will tell you two reasons. Number one is it is a distributed version control system where the version history is maintained on your local computer as well as it is maintained on the cloud. So let's say you are in some area where you don't have internet connection, you still have an ability to track the versions. And whenever you have internet connection, you can sync it up with your remote, which is your copy in the cloud. The second biggest benefit of using Git is GitHub, the most popular website to host code, is powered by Git. That was all about Git. Thank you for watching.